All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the June 2023 Farm Bill series. We are talking about the opportunities in Organic Act. And so I'm just going to pass it right to Jalen to get us started.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brett. Welcome, folks. So we are continuing our series to talk about marker bills that have come up on the road to a 2023 Farm Bill reauthorization. So we are here today to talk about the Opportunities in Organics Act of 2023, which was just introduced just last month. So first, what is organic? I'm I'm Jaylen Cates. I'm the policy director at the Carolina Farm Stewardship Association and a member of the North Carolina Food System Advocacy Coalition. And my home organization, CFSA, really has a strong committed and a lot of commitment, and a lot of our work is based in organic, resilient, and sustainable agricultural systems. What is organic? Generally, organic is a agricultural system that uses no synthetic inputs, as little synthetic inputs as possible, relies on natural compost, green manure. It's really designed to protect the long-term health of our food and farming systems. It is how farming was done for millennia. Um, and is really committed to building healthy soil, ecosystems, and communities while reducing resilience on fossil fuels, pesticides, and fertilizers. So at CFSA, we really believe that sustainable agriculture is the pathway to a more sustainable and healthy future for us individually, our communities, and our ecosystems. So can you go to the next slide, please? So what are the benefits of growing organically? Natural resource protection, climate, health, economic benefits. You can, as a farmer or producer, you can sell your product for a higher value if it is grown, using these methodologies. Really more stability in the long term. We are seeing highly intensive monocrop conventional agriculture, is unstable in facing pests and climate risks that are increasing as our climates change. So the benefits to organic processes and inputs are endless, which is why CFSA and members of this coalition are really so committed to changing the way that we grow and produce food. So let's go to the next slide, please. So in the United States, organic is defined at the national level by the USDA with the National Organic Program, which was created in, I believe, 1999 as a way to give standards and enforce those standards for products that are grown using these methods. So the National Organic Program under the USDA develops those standards, enforces them, and accredits third-party organizations that then certify those farms and businesses that meet the national organic standards. And this is to, ensure a level playing field for producers and really help consumers understand what this label means and what they are purchasing when they are buying USDA organic food. And there are many efforts internationally to, bring farms across the world, under these standards and guidelines, and help them to access American consumer markets who are interested in buying organic products. Next slide, please. But getting certified, you have to get that third-party certifier to come out to your farm or to your food business and certify that you are following these standards and guidelines. so that there, isn't cheating, and so that foods that are not being produced with these methods are being sold under this higher value. So it costs money to get certified organic, and that is often a large barrier for producers, especially small producers that are trying to, get into the organic market, or get into wholesale in general. Having to carve out extra money to pay for certification costs is hard to do. And so that's why the organic certification cost share program was established by the USDA, and it supports operations in having 75% or $750 per certification subsidized, as a way to support this growing organic market. Certified organic products is the one really growing market in the food business and has been for the past 10 years. So there is an effort to support businesses in wanting to access this market. So this is all authorized through the Farm Bill and funded through the Farm Bill. And these cost share programs are given out by USDA to the states to administer. In North Carolina, often this cost share program runs out. Annually, the subsidization is tapped out, and there's more money needed to support folks with organic certification. So if you can go to the next slide, please. So this is actually from CFSA's website, and highlights, how much would it really cost, even with, organic certification, to get certified as a first-time applicant for USDA certification. So I just dropped a web page from CFSA's website that kind of gives some more information on organic certification cost. So you can see, this number gets brought down significantly, like, $750 to $187, big difference. And it can really support folks in accessing these markets. So next slide, please. So what is the Opportunities in Organics Act? This is a bill that was introduced by Jimmy Panetta and Congresswoman Alma Adams. Alma Adams is our representative in North Carolina in the 7th District, who serves on the House Ag Committee. And it's co-sponsored by a list of folks: Suzanne Bonamici, Zoe Lofgren, Jim McGovern, Donald Payne Jr., Chelly Pingree, Andrea Salinas. I believe all of those are Democrats. But this important legislation would revamp that existing organic cost share program into a comprehensive Opportunities in Organics program that would put organics in reach for more farmers, ranchers, and families. So reduce barriers to certification, provide some more flexibility, and really increase access to technical assistance. And I can drop the actual link to that bill, if I can pull it up right now into the chat for you all, so you can look at the actual bill if you are so inclined. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so why is this important? Why is CFSA following this bill? Why do we feel like it's fits under the values of the North Carolina Food System Advocacy Coalition? We think that this would really help organic producers follow these guidelines and move into that market. More flexible tools are needed, more resources are needed for organic certification. And we are a net importer of organics. I mentioned those international producers have really taken advantage of the USDA program and acknowledge the market opportunities that are there. So we really need to invest in expanding our domestic production, especially for grains, beans, and animal feed. It's a huge opportunity that this act would help support. Slide. And it would fill a gap for this technical assistance and more public support for farmers who might be interested in this. There are lots of farmers who aren't even aware that this is an opportunity. Maybe some folks first getting into farming might not know that they could access higher dollars in the organic market, not know what is needed to get certified, might not know the benefits those practices bring to their farm and their community. So this would really help to expand educational opportunities around this. Next slide. So these are kind of the technical details. It would expand the program to make it more flexible, ensuring that the growth of organics is not limited, ensuring that organics could be a benefit for every producer and community. Next slide. And a real important aspect of this is organic or updating that cost share so that instead of just providing 75% or 170 or $750, it would be 100% of certification costs or up to $1,500 in scope. So that would expand this out. And I see Keith's question. Yes, this is a marker bill for the Farm Bill reauthorization that this coalition is focusing on. So just to reiterate what that means for folks who don't know what that is, while we are looking towards the reauthorization of the 2023 Farm Bill, which has to happen by September 30th, Congress puts forward many smaller bills called marker bills that put forward ideas around what should be included in the big bill package. So this is a smaller marker bill, not smaller, it's a marker bill that we hope will get bipartisan support, thus building the political will to include these aspects in the upcoming Farm Bill. So we'll see the House Agriculture Committee start to draft that bill this summer. So we're hoping that acts like this start to gain some traction and then get included in that bill package. So next slide. All right, and then this is more flexible funding for the entire ecosystem of organics, organizations that are supporting those producers in transitioning, and then more flexibility around how that funding can be used to offset costs and reduce barriers with the transition process. Next slide. And increase technical assistance through public agencies, universities, and NGOs, including market expansion and outreach to encourage folks to take on organic practices. Next slide. All right, that's it. It's a pretty straightforward bill. It really is, building out the organic cost share program and making it into a comprehensive program that does a little bit more than just cost share program. It is about building out this organic cost share program to make it into a holistic opportunities in organic program that would really address expanding the organic market in a more holistic way than just looking at it through share. So we are encouraging folks in the coalition to speak with their representatives about this bill as the coalition continues to meet with the congressional delegation in North Carolina, depending on the interests and desires of those members, and if they might be interested in being champions for this, we will be bringing it to members' attention. And so if you know of organic farmers, or if you are an organic farmer, if you've accessed this cost share program, if you want to advocate with your members of Congress for this program to be expanded, please get in touch with us, and we will work out a meeting with your member of Congress to bring that message to them. So that is all. Today's a quicker session, but I wanted to just see if anyone has any questions or comments or concerns before we wrap up for our June Thursday virtual session.
I have just a clarifying question about, so you had mentioned the $1,500 mark. Is that the average cost it takes to get certified?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. That is kind of the average cost. And it just depends on the size of your operation and then how many crops you are getting certified. Um, so, you have to pay by the hour for a third party certifier to come to your farm and do that work for you. So it depends, like how far that certifier has to fly or drive to get to your place, and then how much time they have to spend on your farm going through record keeping. So yeah, I think the average cost is around 1,500, but that then means that like there are some farms that are paying, 3 to 5 thousand, large operations with multiple, varieties being certified, maybe 3 to 5 thousand a year. Um, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. But then, you have to recognize that you're then able to sell your product for a lot higher value, but also your inputs are more expensive, your labor is more expensive. And so CFSA is doing some really interesting work now in research around those kind of organic outputs and inputs on, trying to show and quantify, if your farm operation is this size and you're doing these products and you switch over to organic operation, how much more is that going to cost you on the front end? And then how much more could you make on the back end?
Well,
So that's like the kind of important research that's being done across the country too, continue to be developed, that helps, make that case, especially for larger producers, like flip your acreage into organic production. So yeah.
cool.
Ileana, thank you for your comments. We appreciate you being here, especially hearing about organic certification when you're coming from pediatric nutrition environmental health specialist stance. Thank you for hanging out for this one. Um, any other questions or comments? Wonderful. Nice. Well, I think that's it for today, Brett.
All right.
Anything you want to add?
I'm just gonna say thanks for y'all tuning in on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. And stop recording.
Wonderful.
Oh wait, I didn't stop recording.